Studios and striking actors are meeting today after calling off talks almost 2 weeks ago.
KCAL News reporter Tina Patel is live in Burbank with a closer look at what's expected today. Tina.
Well, you know, there is a festive mood out here on the picket line outside Warner Brothers Studios. A number of people are dressing up for Halloween. They've got the music going, and they're feeling optimistic about the fact that negotiations are back on. These actors tell us they will likely be checking their phones throughout the day, hoping there is an update from the negotiating team. They don't expect a deal to be reached immediately, but they're glad that at least the sides are talking. Today is day 103 of the strike. It is the longest in the union's history. When the studios walked away from negotiations a couple weeks ago, they said the two sides were too far apart on issues like sharing streaming revenue and securing protections against the use of artificial intelligence. Now, it's not clear what may have changed since then. It may just be the reality that if a deal is not reached soon, productions might not be able to resume before the end of the year.
I want to go back to work. I have a family to provide for, and it's now time.
It's kind of similar with what the writers did. It took them 3 times to finally get down to truly hammering out that deal. And by the time they met for the 3rd time, people have said, or sources have said, that it was a matter of 3 to 4 days where it was they wrapped it up.
And this is the 3rd time that the Actors Union is sitting down with the studios. Now, they admit they have a much bigger union than the writers. They have a lot more issues that they need to have addressed. But there are some people out here who are feeling like we might be in the home stretch of this strike. We'll be keeping an eye on the update on the negotiations to let you know when there are updates. Right now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Tina, thank you. And we do want to dive deeper now into the issues that are getting in the way of a deal with the actors.
Yeah, joining us now to break it all down is Elaine Lowe, a reporter from The Ankler who has been covering the Hollywood strikes extensively. Elaine, thanks so much for being with us. Where do you think things stand as we head into today? Does one side have an advantage over the other?
Well, now that we're more than 100 days in, I think first off, this strike has been going on for a lot longer than a lot of industry observers expected. And when we're talking about restarting negotiations, where they left off was sticking points over AI. You know, the actors are looking for informed consent and compensation over that. They're looking for increases to minimum wages, better streaming compensation, as well as a kind of revenue share proposal that they brought up. Now, in terms of leverage, I mean, obviously, there's been a great deal of hardship. I've heard from so many Strikegeist readers who say, you know, that the last few months have been so difficult on them, and throughout the writer's strike as well. So this has been going on since May. But on the other hand, studios are looking to get back into production. And as we get closer and closer to that holiday season, you know, this town really sort of shuts down around mid to late November, around the holidays through the rest of the year. So if there's any hope of getting back into production by January, there's really a hope that those talks will be hammered out soon in the next couple of weeks.
Last week, Sag-Aftra caused a big stir when it announced Halloween costume restrictions. Several stars have publicly slammed it. The union saying, they said rather the union should be more focused on getting people back to work. I want to take a look at the few of the posts they posted. Former Sag-Aftra president Melissa Gilbert wrote, "This is what you guys come up with? Literally no one cares what anyone wears for Halloween. I mean, do you really think this kind of infantile stuff is going to end the strike? We look like a joke." Also, for the love of God, people are suffering mightily, and this is what you have to say. Come on, guys. And here's part of a comment from Ryan Murphy Productions. "I cannot express to you how insane this is. Do leaders not understand how much our crews are hurting, how so many are losing their homes, their mental health?" Does this reaction weaken SAG-AFTRA's position?
I don't know about so much as weaken their position as more as it is a reflection of the fact that this strike has been going on for many months now. There are folks who are very tired. And this is, you know, who thought that this strike was going to go all the way until Halloween, that there would have to be guidelines out there for Halloween costumes, which, you know, SAG-AFTRA later clarified, by the way, that it was really meant to help actors avoid promoting struck content, as they're, you know, not supposed to be doing throughout the duration of this strike anyway. But they had to go and clarify that actually the actors' kids can still dress up as, you know, Spider-Man or Deadpool or Barbie or what have you.
And we're seeing even more financial fallout from this strike. Yesterday, Paramount announced the next Mission Impossible movie will be delayed from 2024 to 2025. Are there any other major delays looming that could force the studios to consider making some concessions?
Well, again, in order to be able to salvage the rest of the 23-24 broadcast TV season, production really has to start back up soon. And with the holidays looming, it's going to be difficult to get back into really to a groove. With only a few more weeks left before Thanksgiving comes around. So, really we're looking at the rest of the TV season, and if this strike goes on longer through the new year, you should be able to expect more delays in theatrical releases.
All right, Elaine Lowe from The Ankler, thank you so much for joining us once again.
Thanks for having me.
CBS News Los Angeles, your local news, streaming wherever, whenever.